This is Duncan, and I've worked with about 4,000 dogs, and this is the first time I've ever skipped a lot of the stuff I normally go over in the session because he's a really well-behaved dog. His main problem is he likes to lunge at the TV when there's dogs that are on TV. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use the principle of counter conditioning to stop a dog from lunging at the TV. So I'm going to ask him to come over here. Come here, look. And I want him to be facing it. Now, I've got these high-value chicken liver treats. Sit. And they're normally pellets. I'm smashing them so they're smashed like a pancake, so I can actually let him nibble on it a little bit. Now, the nice thing about this is I'm doing this so he gives it a couple bites, but also it gives me the ability to control where he looks, up or down or to the side. When we're doing this, the TV is right there. I'm going to want him looking at the TV. So what I'm going to do is, before you do this, you want to let him chew on a couple pieces just like I was there, not moving around, just getting him used to doing it. Otherwise, a lot of dogs will lick it. You want them chewing it. So the next thing we're going to do is, when you're doing this, we want to basically start off one way and we're going to switch it to another way. You're going to need to stay over here, buddy. So the first way we're going to start off doing is I'm going to be delivering a treat first, and then we're going to start playing the dog on TV. Now, when you're doing this, you need one person who can be your mate and be on the TV, so they need to be able to start and stop it with precision. The idea for this is we're going to be delivering the treat first, then the stimulus, in this case, the dog's on TV, is going to happen. As soon as the treat is about to be done, I'm going to say done, and she's going to pause or turn the TV off. Now, if the dog reacts, it's what we call above threshold, and it will not learn anything. So the way that I lower the intensity is by either increasing the distance, lowering the volume, or slowing down the speed. I do the same technique for dogs who don't like skateboards, or sounds of the blender, or all sorts of different things. So if it's like the sound of a fire alarm, I might move the dog further away from where the sound's coming out, or I might muffle the sound. If it's a skateboard, I might have the skateboard going very slowly. Now, the two tests to tell if my dog is feeling good is, will he sit and take the treat? If he won't sit or won't take the treat, that means the stimulus is too intense. Sit. This is the part where you sit. There you go. All right, let's go ahead and get the TV back on, and go ahead and just, okay, now we're ready to go. So when I'm doing this, I'm holding it like this. So this part is underneath the dog's nose. I don't want to be blocking his visual acuity, but it's important he's looking at the TV. Go ahead and start the TV.
Oh, baby's doing it. Baby's doing it. Baby's doing it.
And pause it. Pause it. There we go. So we just started playing this before we started filming this, and he ran over and lunged at the TV. So we've incorporated enough distance where he doesn't feel that dog's an immediate threat. Now that dog wasn't barking yet. I'm sure we'll get more barking as this goes. So sit. He's got to sit before we start. And as soon as I start delivering the treat, go ahead and unmute it, or unpause it. And stop. So see, we got a little grumble there. So we're getting close to his in. Now also pay attention, it looks like it's a border collie, for the people who can't see what's on TV. It looks like it's a little bit of a border collie. Sometimes dogs have certain dogs that they don't like. It's not that they're prejudicial, but they might have a bad experience, they don't like their coat or whatever it is. Sit. All right, ready? Let her rip. And pause it. So they call this counter conditioning because we want to change the conditioning. So we want to counter the reaction he normally has. Normally his reaction is to run to the TV. So what we're doing is we're delivering the treat while the thing that he doesn't want to have happen is happening. Yep. As soon as what he wants, which is the dog to go away, the treat goes away. So when I don't want to have happen, I'm getting rewarded. When what I want, then the reward goes away. Now when we first start doing this, you want to practice this. Right now we're about probably 20 feet away from the TV. You want to keep practicing this until you can play the same, any type of video that you want with dogs and he doesn't growl or react at all. Now at that point, then we would go to 19 or to 11, or let's say we're 15 feet. We go to 14, I'm bad at distance, and practice again at 14 feet until he can do all kinds of dogs and he doesn't react. Then we go to 13, 12, 11. Eventually it's the point where he's right there in front of the TV and not reacting because something good is happening every time he sees the dog. Now, the key is once we get to the point where we're only a couple feet from the TV, we want to change it. Actually, once we get all the way there, then I would have you come all the way back here to about 15 feet. Sit. Sit. So now I'm going to have you play it for just 1 second and then pause it again. Go ahead. This is the second stage. So the second stage is the stimulus happens, then he gets the treat afterwards. What this essentially does, it makes the appearance of a dog is the command word that I'm about to get a treat. So now, instead of reacting to dogs, I like it when dogs are on TV because I'm about to get hooked up with something good. Let's do that one more time. Sit. All right, go ahead. And keep going. And stop. Now he's growling a little bit. We prefer he doesn't growl at all. So we might actually move him about another foot back, but for demonstration purposes of this video, you guys understand. So you see that he's not lunging, so we're around his breakthrough point. The whole point when you're doing this, it's really important. The dog cannot react at all. And the most common mistake people when doing this, they push the dog too fast, too quickly, and then the dog does react, and then it's practicing reacting. We want him to practice seeing the dogs on TV, not reacting, and have something good happen. Duncan, sit one last time, and then we're going to end this video. Sit. And you don't have to use a leash, but if he does run around, then you might want to use a leash, but he probably won't need to do it with him. All right, ready, buddy? Okay, go ahead. And pause. So normally he would have been there at the TV, and he's not even pulling on the leash. You see it's nice and loose. This is Duncan. These are some tips and tricks you can use if you have a dog that reacts to dogs that are on TV.